Yeah, the shining golden signs. Let your inner sparking night. Fat treasure, growing bright.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we're here for #1 Sentai Gozyuger episode 32, and this episode was an absolute freaking doozy. Man, I had to go ahead and put this video out right now because this episode right here, wow, I think we're getting into the end game type of stuff where we're getting the main villain, the Calamity, or Caldus. I think that's what it was named. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, this episode was, I was not expecting Ray. We knew he got something from the Calamity. We knew that, but I didn't think he would have an entire, Calamity soldier inside of him this whole time. And that may be the thing that's keeping him alive, I guess. But yeah, everything's been laid out in this episode. Everything's been laid out where we see that Sumino has done her detective work and she knows everything about Byakuya, about Ray, about what happened to Ray, about all that stuff. And we basically get the rundown of Byakuya and Ray's relationship. Basically, they were childhood friends, and Byakuya saw him as his an older brother because they used to play together and stuff when they were kids and stuff. So that's basically what we're getting, and I was just astounded by how serious we got in this episode, because when it comes down to Gozyuger, it's just we've had serious episodes, but we haven't had episodes serious up to this magnitude. And we're really introducing the main villain, which is the Calamity. And then the Calamity was the stuff that we saw in episode 0, which was Sword, getting pushed to the brink almost and having to save the world from these freaking things alongside all the other Sentai mechs. And yeah, we see that, and we also see that Sumino is rightfully so. She's peed off at Byakuya, and she's mad that he didn't tell her anything, and she does not care about his relationship with Ray. She just wants her little sister back, and that's it. And this whole B plot that we had with our cake couple, Shining Knife, and she said her name, but the cake queen. We know how we actually get to see how they actually met each other. It was done for comedic purposes, but we see how they came together. And because at first they were two separate things, they were two separate entities, but they ended up meeting each other, and when they met each other, their love was so strong that they became one person. And the Shining Knife, he says that he was a wandering vagabond that lost his memories. And I knew that had something. It was, even though it was made up for comedic stuff, I knew that had to be important in some way, shape, or fashion, because they kind of showed an example of how powerful he was back then. And when they met each other, their love was so strong, they became one person, they became one entity. And after that, we see him, after we see it's 5. We see we have 4 of our other Rangers. They're fighting Ray, and Barracuda basically says that, show us what you really look like. So he transforms into Bellum, and Bellum is supposed to be a warrior for the Calamity. And I think a lot of the monsters from the Calamity all have one big red eye in their face. Because the movie villain, he seems like he was actually, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm thinking that he was also a warrior of the calamity as well. Even in episode 0, we the CGI big robots, we saw how they all had one big red eye. So I'm thinking that there obviously has to be more of them, because Shining Knife is a descendant of the calamity as well. He just doesn't have his memories. But when Bellum sends out a call to action, which we don't know what other calamity warriors are on Earth right now, but Shining Knife is one of them, and it makes him spaz out, and he gains his memories back, and he ends up gaining control of the entire body, and it puts the queen like to sleep, like she's sleeping, like she won't wake up. And he takes control of the body, and he grows to giant size, and that's when Green goes off to fight him, while we see Kuon, who for some I feel like Kuon is about to start showing his true colors now, because he just immediately, because the stuff that he was saying about Shining Knife and the Queen, I don't know, I feel like he's gonna end up inevitably betraying them. I feel like he's gonna end up betraying them anyway, because Kuon has always had his own plans and stuff like that going on in the background, his own ulterior motives and things like that. So I wonder what role he's going to play in all this. And it seems like Ray may end up being like the main villain. Like he seems like he's gonna be it seems like he's the most powerful villain right now. He has a calamity monster inside of him. But yeah, so while Kuon's fighting Horu, and Green is fighting fighting Shining Knife, because Shining Knife has taken over her body completely, the rest of the team, they're fighting Bellum, and they're getting mollywopped. They are getting destroyed. And just when Bellum is getting ready to take out Sumino, we see Byakuya jump in, turn into Zyuohger, and end up taking the blast head on for her and saving her. But he survives, but he loses his Zyuohger ring. He ends up losing that ring, and they end up having to get saved by Mashido. And when Mashido saves them, he basically gets everybody out of there by making it like an ice storm or ice explosion. But yeah, the episode kind of ends off with Shining Knife waking up after being beaten by Green. He wakes up not knowing what happened or anything like that, and he feels this weird sensation in his hand, and he sees the Queen, and she won't wake up, and he starts crying over it, and that kind of got me. But man, this episode is like, yeah, we're in the end game now. We're starting to show off like what is about to freaking happen, and it may take Baraidon and the Gozyuger teaming up eventually. I can see it happening, especially with Tega Sword and Tega Jun. I can see them inevitably teaming up to take on the Calamity, because it seems like the Calamity is going to be a very, very broken final boss. And next episode, we are getting the new form, the new Tega Sword form, which the new Tega Sword form that now I know what we're fighting, because I asked a question. I'm like, man, what are we fighting for this kind of upgrade? Now we know what we're freaking fighting, yo. And but man, I really enjoyed this. This was actually pretty freaking dope, and I want to know what you guys think. So you guys let me know down in the comment section below. What did you guys think about this episode of number one Sentai King-Ohger, number one Sentai Gozyuger. You guys let me know what you thought about this episode. What you guys think about Bellum? What you guys think about the Calamity and all this stuff? What you guys think about Shining Knife, being used to being a freaking Calamity warrior? Tell me all you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. And also Mashido knows about these guys. I bet Mashido was fighting. Yeah, Mashido was fighting the Calamity. He had to. He was fighting some of these things. Wow, that just now hit me. He's 10,000 years old, and he was in the original war. Man, that just hit me. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As remember, as I always say, stay henshin.